Last video we diagnosed this car had a bad starter, left my wife stranded, and had to get towed home. So we're gonna fix that now. We know for sure the problem is either the starter or the wiring from the starter solenoid to the starter. Either way, we're replacing the starter and it's gonna fix this problem. So let's get to working on the starter. I already got it up in the air. I got my light under there, so I'll turn it on. We can see underneath. And a starter is basically just held on by 2 bolts and then the wiring connected to it. Luckily this starter is easy to access, so it shouldn't be that too bad. I know there's a couple hoses in the way, so we'll have to play with it a little bit. Alright, so directly underneath the car, here is the oil filter cartridge. Above it is a hose. I'm thinking this is for emissions, I'm not really sure. We got the intake manifold, bottom of intake manifold here, and right in here is the starter. You see the yellow cap, there's the white plug that is referred to as like the S terminal. It's the one that normally goes bad, gets corroded. So we just need to figure out what all needs to be replaced and unbolted. And I undid this clip, just popped it out, and now we see much clearer view of the starter down here. So we got one bolt here, and then the other bolt is going to be on the other side. So it looks like this also holds this bracket. So we got to take this nut off and then the stud, and probably going to have to do the same thing to the other side. This is the wiring from the solenoid to the starter right here. That could be bad. Looks a little corroded, but I mean, I've seen worse. Yeah, we're gonna keep going through, taking this bolt off and anything else that fights us. Got the old starter out of the car. So it's a 12mm nut, and then the stud is a 14 size. Just the two. You can get that bracket out of the way. And then the other issue was there's a 12mm nut on this terminal. It has the plastic clip on it, so you need to pop the cap off, take the nut off, and then you can pop the rest of it off. I recommend doing that first before you drop it out, because that was a pain to do that after there was nothing holding it in. But we got it out. We found out the issue is, as I suspected, the connection between the starter solenoid to the starter. It's got the green crusties on it, so we're replacing it with an all new one. And here's the new one that just arrived, so let's throw it in there and we should be all good. New starter is in, all shiny in there. It had the foam, I don't even know what it was for, but you know, I just left it in there since it was glued on. It's a lot easier to put this in with the bracket out of the way, but once I put the bracket on, getting that top nut in, that's a fight. But we're all in now. I got the connections in, and we're gonna hook up the battery and start it up.
Before we put it on the ground.
Alright, starting up. Perfect. I gotta play musical cars real quick. Get the Spitfire back in the garage, but yeah, thank you for watching. Glad we got this all figured out. I'll see you in the next one.